Welcome, race fans, to the Smokin Gobbler Truck Series, race number 6 and 7 of the Pit Pass Network doubleheader here at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, a small little 0.6 of a mile racetrack, short track racing here tonight with the Truck Series. Again, race number 6 and 7 are tonight all together. We'll finish up race 6. Restart it all over and have race 7 right after that. It's a 75 lapper. Joining me here today is the producer that always gives you the most. It's David Huckleberry, doing a wonderful job on the cams once again. Joining me as well as Harrison Taillon. I'm Gerald Campbell, your announcer for tonight's events. We gotta get used to saying that there's going to be 2 tonight. Why this is becoming so important? Because for the mere fact that after these 2 races, we only have 4 more races for the regular season to decide our top 14 that will go on into the playoffs here. Qualifying has just wrapped up. I'm going to go and hurry up and give this over to David, and he's going to go through the running order for tonight's first race.
All right, on the pole, we have R.C. Enerson, then followed by Sean Ryan, Jake Roll, Jesse Rasmus, Matthew Weeks, Tyler Dixon, Drake Berry, Zach Evans, Alex Van de Zandt, Scott Crump, Ethan Stanley, and Wesley Crump round out the top 12. Brad Herman, a rookie. Robert, rookie, and I think maybe he's new to the series tonight. I don't remember that name before. Robert Hill Jr., Latham Joyner, Cody Harrington, Dustin Durr, Jake Finch, Nathan Mon, Brent Jones, Michael Hosack, Ray Bracey, Jaden Rasmus, Leighton Norgard, take us to 24. Corey Abbott, Chad Frankenfield starting way back in the field for him at 26th. Michael Klein, 27th. Cody McCorkle, Josh Freed, Mark Murphy, Andrew Hardcastle, Jeff No, Sam Batwell, Alexander Gray, and rounding out the field, Trevor Elam.
Well, this is a short track racing mentality for tonight. 75 laps. It's just like you would see on a short track that you would see in real life. Very quick. 75 laps is not a lot of time to decide tonight's winner before we go on to the next race here. Real quick before we go green next time by, Harrison, where are some of these guys concerned? Is it just going to try to stay alive for this one, or do you think they're going to go for it for the first race?
I think you have to go for it for both races. I mean, you have 2 opportunities to get a bunch of points. So, I mean, I was in this truck series here last year, actually, a few years previous to this one, and we did Bristol. I remember Bristol fondly from 2022A, and I've got a lot of good points that day from running up front of both races, and it really helped me secure a spot into the playoffs. So being able to manage the understeer, the tightness here, so it's really tight truck here at this racetrack. And just gain as many points as you can in both races. This is 2 opportunities in one night, so this is big.
Well, leading us here is R.C. Anderson, where the racing
big
gets good and the good gets racing. We're underway, short track style, and R.C. Anderson gets a big jump. We've seen that multiple times this season. When he gets out front, he has those amazing starts that he's been able to get himself cleared of the other drivers. But real quick here, battle for second place is already shaping up. Our points leader there, Jake Roll, in the 63, having a fantastic year, not only as a rookie, but as a normal driver. He's had a very good start of the season, already in second place, looking to battle for R.C. Anderson, but right behind him is Sean Ryan, hoping to make up the horrible race he had last week at the road course. Already 3 laps down, coming to 4 laps, and real quickly, this will end very soon for these drivers, so you'll start seeing them starting to push the issue once they get going. Looks like we already have a back. Yeah, caution is out here. 55.
Yeah, just get
Jeff Knoll there, the 55, spun around, didn't hit anything.
Getting in there pretty hot.
Yeah,
the rear brakes seem to have locked up. Wow.
Yeah, R.C. Anderson, that's how short of a track this is. It's only 0.6 of a mile, so R.C. Anderson caught up to the spun out driver, Jeff Knoll there. And luckily enough, they were heads up to slow down for that. I don't think there was a caution until they got up to them.
Yeah,
Well, that's
our racing seems to be a little
lackadaisical.
maybe a little. They seem a little inconsistent when it comes to the yellows. I mean, rarely, but a little bit inconsistent. Not bashing them, of course, but um, sometimes it wouldn't be called a yellow if nobody's approaching you, really, until yeah, really, if you're like the last car in line. I've had it happen to me before. If I'm the last car in the pack or in line and I spin out and it's on track and there's no yellow, it could just be because that there's nobody behind you and iRacing detects that. But this track is so short, like you said, and as we saw in that replay, that the leaders came up on them so quick that it had to trigger the yellow. So, yeah, really close call there for RC Anderson and the leaders there.
Well, luckily enough, that didn't cause any kind of wreck, so we will be able to get them all lined up. Jeff Knoll, or not Jeff Knoll. Yeah, Jeff Knoll will have to start probably a lap down now here. But real quickly, we're going to pull up the point standings here. We didn't get enough time to be able to do that. Why that's important is this is a doubleheader, so points are very important here. This is our point standings as they were before coming into the night. And you look right there at the 12th to the 14th spot. That's a very important mark right there. The top 14 make it in on points. It's actually the top 12 make it in on points. The 13th and 14th position make it in if they have a win, and they're outside the top 12 in points. If there is no driver outside the top 12 points, that if they don't have enough drivers to fill those positions, 13th and 14th when they win, then they fill them in with a with running position in points. So you got to keep an eye on that, because tonight we'll have two chances to score some points. So I would believe when the night is all finished, I believe a lot of these positions will be moving around quite a bit. Pace car lights are off, so this time around we will be going back green again. RC Anderson is hoping to be able to have a restart like he did in the beginning of the race, and Jake Roll there is hoping to be able to capitalize a little bit better than he did the last time. 8 laps down, coming to 9 to go, and already only about 60 laps or 65 laps left at the end of this. So it is coming very quickly to an end of the race situation that these guys are looking for. The restart is underway. RC Anderson had a great jump once again. Jake Roll there is going to be able to get in second. Battle for third position. 70 there. Rasmus is onto the outside of Sean Ryan, battling good for that third position. Sean Ryan looks to try to pinch up enough to be able to clear himself. Will do that. And it looks like Matthew Weeks now looks to be able to try to see if he can be able to battle for that fourth position. Multiple grooves. Oh, we get a truck sideways back there. More contact.
Oh.
3 wide back there. Still 3 wide. Still more contact.
Wow.
Drivers trying to check up.
Oh, did Chad? Did they save it again?
They saved it again. So far,
Wow.
drivers have been giving themselves a lot of room, but they are not done touching. Oh, we got a spin in the back. Looks like the 21 Corey Abbott. And up front there. Wow, multiple wrecks in multiple parts of the racetrack. Corey Abbott is what initialized that caution there. Our third place, or I believe it was our second place finisher of last week, gets a little loose and comes down and gets spun by the 03. Luckily enough, didn't get into hard contact, but where the hard contacts were made was further up the field, going into turns 1 and 2. There was a second contact being made. I think that was Dustin Dewar there in the 32. And our winner of last week, Ray Bracey, made contact. Spin the 32 around, 66 involved, 30 is also involved. Well, we saw the contact being made, Harrison. It just took a little while for it to develop into an actual caution.
Yeah, it's yeah, I cannot believe they didn't. They should have wrecked in turn number 1. If we're being honest, there with those first two initial trucks making contact, and they all kept it together. They fell back obviously because of the contact, and they everybody kept a clean head, really, which is really good to see, and didn't get too aggressive and stuff like that, and they checked up when needed to, so it was really good to see that. A couple of close calls, definitely, but yeah, definitely that was really intense here, especially at the start of the race. So
yeah, we're just lucky that didn't start on like down the straightaways, because that could have easily blocked the track. That's something you have to worry about on a short track where you have walls to the inside and outside of you. Luckily, this track has about a pretty decent size width down the straightaway, so hoping that we don't see that tonight. But luckily for any drivers that you are watching and rooting for tonight, they do have another chance before it's all over. They do have another race next, essentially about 10 minutes after the end of this race. We'll be back going green once again with another race. So back-to-back, as we stated, the doubleheader tonight, as the pace car lights are going to be off once again. The question will be, will there be enough time for anyone to really make up a difference when R.C. Anderson gets the jumps that he does? When he gets out to those leads where he's about 5 or 6 truck lengths, it takes a little while before anyone can even catch him. So I doubt we'll see any kind of pit stops. I'm pretty sure they can make it on fuel, so I doubt we'll see any kind of pit strategy here. As the pace car is off, R.C. Anderson once again gets out to another 2 or 3 truck length lead before they even get into the turn. So they've really got to figure out how he's jumping these restarts. He's going like in our a drag race here, essentially. As,
yeah, wow. We got another yellow out here.
Oh, another caution, 66 back there. A couple trucks turned around, as well as it looks like, I think that's the 20, might be the 20, 3 wide situation going on here. Chad Frankenfield found himself in a bad position. 66 comes back down the racetrack. Oh, another contact being made there. There was actually multiple turns. 86 there, Brad Harriman gets turned around. So the stack up coming out of the turns, drivers were slapping the wall. 66 actually got touched. Sent that white number 39?
39, yep.
So Corey Abbott as well, I think.
I'm trying to find out who the 39 is. There's no 39 on the track. So Andrew Hardcastle, Brad Herman there, Cody Harrington, all those drivers involved in a pretty hard accident there. Trying to find out who the 39
brakes,
is.
tires.
Oh, 39, yes. Cody McCorkle, sorry. Cody McCorkle. You never seen him in an all-white paint job, but yes, that was a little bit bigger of an accident there. That one, they're going to try to throw a quickie caution under here so they can get them all wrapped back up and go again. Because I believe we're already almost 20 laps down here. See evasive maneuvers by a few drivers. Wow, the one did an awesome job driving up against the wall, just avoiding the 39.
Yes, short tracks absolutely do this every single time. I mean, if a minor incident involves a couple cars, or in this case trucks, it could completely predicate some type of incident that would happen later on in that lap, or even just a couple hundred feet down the track. So
well, my question is, Harrison, do you bring in your feelings to the game here, or is this something you have to leave at the door when you come to a short track?
I think here at these short tracks you have to definitely expect it, that there's going to be contact made, and that there's going to be beating and banging and trucks sideways here, and wrecks if you're in the back of the pack that you're going to have to miss, or avoid being involved in if you're at the start of one. So it's it's a tough thing to manage because you want to get as many points as you can. You want to get inside the top. You want to get as many points as you can, but it's tough to manage. A clean race, clean truck, and being as aggressive as possibly can and making the passes where it would be feasible for you and your race at that moment. So it's really hard. It's a tough thing to manage, but these drivers have been they've been at it for a while, and this season we're about midway through, I believe, or just past midway through the regular season. So
at the end of this night, we will be past midway. That is correct. That's why I was stating the points are very important. I believe David and I are going to try to get the numbers on the side there to indicate who's locked in, who needs a good night once we get further down the stretch there, closer to the end of the regular season. A lot of these drivers are so close in points. This is a chance if you really get at short track racing, if the luck is on your side, this is a good chance for you to really gain some points. One of those drivers that is needing that was Sean Ryan, who had a horrible night, runs there on the outside starting roll there, right behind R.C. Anderson as we're about to go green flag. R.C. Anderson gets on a well of a jump once again. I mean, just an absolute, just blown out of a cannon start for R.C. Anderson. That's going to be hard for anyone to really try to negotiate battling with, because he's going to Jake Roll is going to need a few laps to even get caught back to R.C. Anderson, and he's got to hope that the drivers behind him stay green long enough for him to be able to accomplish that. As you see a really good battle there for fourth place, Matthew Weeks on the inside, Jesse Rasmussen in 70 on the outside. Looks like you see Scott Crump in the picture, dive bombing it in there. He's already got a little bit of rear end damage. Actually clears for position to take over the seventh position over the Barry there in the 01. As a caution is back out on the track. We got some more spinning after the fact, actually. So once again, this is the third time in a row where a caution happens, and then there's a caution after the fact. So right there, Jeff Knoll there gets turned. Nothing the 55 could do.
Robert Hill just barely missed it, but not Michael Hosack.
Michael Hosack nowhere to go. Slams and blows his engine. So unfortunate for Michael Hosack, as that has crippled his truck there for tonight. But here's another incident that I saw. That was in the top 10. That was Wesley Crump getting a little bit of a bumper back from the 76 behind him. Turned and made a little bit of contact with the wall. Wesley Crump did. I really don't think Jake Finch in the 76 meant to do that, as he came to a complete stop. Lost a lot of track position as well. Just making sure that he didn't do any more damage to Wesley Crump. So definitely feel like the 76 did not feel like that was something he was meaning to do there.
No, absolutely not. I think I think those two in front of him, Wesley Crump and I think that's Alexander Van de Sant, were just racing really hard, and I think Wesley got just the slightest bit tight there, and had to back out to avoid hitting Van de Sant, and 76 was right on the back bumper of Wesley Crump there to he didn't have absolutely any time to react to that, so it just sent him spinning on the slightest bit of a tap. So that's what happened really right there.
Absolutely. Yeah, so that was in our top 10, and why that's important is because, again, we're almost to the point to where, we're over a quarter of the way through. We're 28 coming to 30 laps down already, and that's only going to leave 45 laps. This is not a track and not a predicament you want to be in if you get spun around trying to make it up through the field. As you see, the chaos that ensues, the chances of you being able to get back up through the field cleanly is very unlikely. So if the best case scenario for you to do is just to stay on the racetrack if you can. So stay up at the front, just trying to avoid getting spun around or losing track positions. Unfortunately, for a couple of those, they're going to have to be set further back in the field and hope and pray that they don't get involved in anything further and make their way through the field, through the wrecks, essentially.
Yeah, these guys up front, I think I don't really, with the amount of cautions that we've had, and, we've trended to have a lot more cautions at short tracks in any elite series. As they're choosing here at the line, RC goes up at the bottom, Jake roll up top again. And they're going to extend the caution again by 1 lap. Oh, no, they're not actually. Somebody actually did stop on track.
Yeah, someone stopped on track and delayed it there. Well, I got to say, you practice all day long for this racetrack, and I feel like the only people that actually get to, like for me, the only times I actually feel like the practice actually helps me is if you're running in the top 10, because there's enough spacing to where you can run the racetrack. But if you're outside the top 10, like, it doesn't matter how fast you are. It's almost like playing like whack-a-mole or something, or Frogger, where you're trying to dodge the wrecks or dodge the checking up trucks, and it feels more like that whenever you're further back in the field. I feel like really the only drivers that actually get the experience racing the track itself are the ones up front. I don't know if that's how you feel, but that's how I feel when I come to some of these short tracks. Is you really don't get to practice some of your evasive maneuvers until it's here in the race. But we're about to go under green once again. See Jake Roll really getting onto the side of R.C. Anderson, trying to stop him from having such a big jump. Not able to do it once again. R.C. Anderson gets just another fantastic start. Only about a couple truck lengths this time, so the 63 did do a little bit better job. Ooh, as you can see him trying to duck underneath. Going to have to check up, and he's going to lose a little bit more time from behind R.C. Anderson, as we still have some good side-by-side battling happening in the 5th position there. Matthew Weeks, who we've seen get stuck on the bottom of this racetrack multiple times. Now we'll have Ethan Stanley in the 92 above him. As you see, actually, a battle starting to shape up right in front of him as well, with the 90 and the 70 once again. It's a good battle.
Yeah, on these restarts, we have another yellow, actually.
Oh, hard hit.
In the back.
Yeah, Alexander Gray and Corey Abbott slammed. Corey Abbott got hit after the caution really, really hard there. That was our second and first place finishers of last week. It looks like Corey Abbott just kind of locked up his brakes there and spun around, but after the fact.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah, that's
nowhere to go.
In the first part of their nights for probably both of those drivers. You see Corey Abbott's smoke starting to come out of the back end of his vehicle. So definitely the end of the night for Corey Abbott there. As Alexander Gray probably will be in the same boat as Corey Abbott there.
Super unfortunate for these two. Super early in this first race, but we I guess a good consolation for the both of them at this moment is that we have a second race to go. So they're not done for the night completely. They might just be done for this race. This first race. Because we got one more.
One more. I'm going to give it over to Dave real quickly to do some sponsor shout-outs here.
All right. Tonight's race sponsor is Pit Pass Network. Pit Pass Network is your new home for everything NASCAR, from the latest news and reviews to driver Q&As and interviews. PPN has got you covered. Check them out at pitpassnetwork.com. TA Services. For over 36 years, TA Services has been a trusted domestic and international full-service third-party logistics provider, offering freight brokerage, managed transportation, warehousing and fulfillment, and cross-border logistics to shippers around the globe. TA Services moves what matters to you. Let the TA Services team make ship happen for you. Blue Egg Marketing. Blue Egg is the marketing department for small businesses. We're your marketing department. For small business owners, Blue Egg Marketing is your biggest fan. And finally, Brixi Cam is a venture-backed tech company based in Toronto and Boston. They are on a mission to reimagine the group photo experience. Gone are the days of carrying around a tripod and selfie stick. They help their customers and users tell better stories around meaningful moments. They let anyone tap into nearby cameras to capture group memories at iconic places, as if users were controlling their own native camera app, except now from a perfectly positioned vantage point. Today you can find Brixi at well-known sports venues and cultural landmarks around 4 continents. And our series sponsor is Smokin Gobbler Barbecue, Abingdon, Virginia's finest smoked barbecue. Let the Smokin Gobbler help out with your next large group gathering and party.
Well, I appreciate that, David. We're about to go under green, so you timed it perfectly here. R.C. Anderson will once again lead us from the outside, as Jake Roll will be to his inside once again, as we will be coming to around 35 laps to go. Jake Roll did a decent job this time, being able to stay up pretty decently. Hopefully to stay to at least be able to make it difficult for R.C. Anderson, as caution will reset things once again for these drivers. Not quite sure where the caution came from.
Tagging it to Trevor Elam.
Oh, they're checking up on the straightaway for
wow.
the restart. Not sure why they were checking up when you're supposed to go.
Into the back of the one.
And Trevor Elam spun around. Ooh, wow.
Very minor damage for all of them.
Considering it was going into the turn and in the middle of the track.
Yes.
That could have been a lot worse for a lot of drivers.
Yes, that definitely could have been a lot worse. And you know, I think we really mentioned it on restarts before that. You know, I think it reminds me of Eldora, of how you know, they were able to, you know, kind of time how RC was doing his restarts as the races went on, or the race went on, and in this case it'll be races. But you know, just having experience with him being up front, timing, cadence, and all that kind of stuff is it's really vital to, you know, trying to beat him and trying to make sure that you do get a good restart, and being on his back bumper or on his outside lane, if you do completely time it perfect. So yeah, really good so far from Jake Roll. He's learning a lot right now from RC and how he's doing these restarts at the moment, so he's just taking that in mind. It seems that he's probably going just past halfway through from where the pace car would go off, maybe a little bit past that. Yeah, closer to, I don't know, maybe 65% at the moment, but obviously as the race goes on and later we'll go, he'll definitely change that up to mess with the guys behind him and throw them off. So it's just really right now it's a guessing game and learning from past experiences.
They don't have a lot of time for that, is because we're going to have 30 laps, and I can only guess that's going to probably equate to about 5 more restarts there. If you're Jake Roll, it's going to have to be, you're going to have to get into the mind of RC percent. And the only way I see it working out is he's going to have to use the bumper. He's going to have to use the door. He's going to have to be just a little bit physical to be able to upset RC Anderson. Because right now, RC Anderson has his way up there in the front. But we've seen this on multiple occasions. We automatically say RC Anderson's got it. There's no chance for anybody. And then there it goes at the end of the race. Just like we saw, like you stated, at the end of the Eldora race, something crazy happens, and then all of a sudden we're talking about a different cast of characters. So, yeah, we just gotta wait and see. It's a short track, so I'm sure bumpers will play a part into this, but we will be going green this time, and we'll just have to see how it all shapes up. Again, we will have another race, so maybe R.C. Anderson maybe not start up front. And we'll see if he's able to figure out how to be able to pass for the lead. But pace car will be coming. I think they waved it one more time.
Yeah, I believe they did wave it one more time.
I think we had somebody stop on track again. Jeff knows stop on track again.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's the second time we stopped on the track, I believe, at this point now. Yeah, Race 7 doesn't like when you do that. Extend out the cautions here. Neither do any of the drivers, because they get all lamped up, ready to go, and then all of a sudden they get all of a sudden having to try to calm themselves down to go again for the next lap. Well, we do have a new cast of characters starting to work their way up into the top 10. Zach Evans there in the 9th position. Alex Vandersant up there in 7th. So we are getting some drivers. Scott Crump has worked himself into 5th on the bottom lane. This time around, R.C. Anderson has decided to take the low lane. Green flag is out. It gets out to another, again, just a couple truck length lead. This time made a little bit of contact with the 63 on the start. That's what I'm talking about. You're going to have to be a little physical there. Oh, he might get turned. He did. Nick Roll, our points leader, gets turned and hit Scott.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, he got contact with Sean Ryan, spun around in front of the field, and Scott Crump nowhere to go. Absolutely slams into Jake Roll there, our points leader. That is unfortunate. As you see, Jake Roll come down just a little bit, and just the tip of his bumper on the 9 truck makes contact, and unfortunately, right there was Scott Crump. Hits him once, hits him a little bit there to turn him into the wall one more time, and they just keep making contact. Fortunate enough, it does look like it was just those 2 trucks that were made that made any kind of contact. That pink truck there in the background there missed barely hitting Jake Roll. Well, there was a little bit of contact further back. Ooh, a lot of contact.
A lot of contact.
A lot of contact from the checkup. Everybody has to have, really, you had to stop like they did because, I mean, like we said, short track earlier in the program, short track. I mean, it could carry on throughout the entire field. You know, checkups, all that kind of stuff. So,
ask him why these drivers didn't slow down. Well, there's no brake lights. How can you know?
Yeah, I mean, just rely on the smoke, and if you got teammates in your ear, and rely on their word, and I guess that's really all you got to do, and just pay attention. three pretty good things there. So I think everybody did a pretty good job based on the the situation and conditions that were set in front of them. Even if there was a little bit of a contacts from the checkup, but.
Well, this definitely has shaped up things up front. R.C. Anderson, of course, is still leading, but now in second, Ethan Stanley. John Ryan will still be in 3rd position. Jesse Rasmus in 4th. Alex Vandersant is now in 5th. Lethem Joyner is now 6th. Matthew Weeks was up and down, falling back, just keeps getting the inside row and losing positions. Well, once it can be on the inside row. And 7th. Chad Frankfield has worked his way up from the 26th starting position, our highest gainer tonight, up into the 8th position. Jake Roll able to get it corrected. It's still in 9th, but I have to imagine he's going to be down on some horsepower after that hard contact. And then Nathan Mahan? How do you say that?
I'll just say Mon.
Mon. Okay. Nathan Mon.
Yeah, Mon.
Is in yeah, he in position. Sometimes Dave tries to get in trouble.
Should be going back green here, barring another delay, but I don't think anybody will stop off track. They've set the law down in the chat here, so.
Green flag will be going out once again. R.C. Anderson will take off and again gets out to a very good restart here. But now we'll have Ethan Stanley trying to run him down. Ethan Stanley had a good run on the outside lane there. Actually, he's going to gain a little bit of time on R.C. So this is one of the best starts we've seen from a driver running in 2nd place. As we got 3-way battles back there still. I wouldn't put the caution to be too far out of range here, just for the mere fact that they are racing hard as they see only 23 laps left to go in this race. So definitely some hard racing going on back there.
Yeah, Britt, I wouldn't count out the cautions either. I mean, got a couple of green flag laps in here. Yes, new 2nd place man, Ethan Stanley. First time he's been on the outside there of R.C. Anderson all night. It's been Jake Roll literally every single time. up until this restart. But yeah, I wouldn't count out any more yellows for the rest of this race. We still got about almost 20 to go, just over at 21. A lot of hard battling here for some points and for some positions.
Yeah, good battle right there that you're seeing. That's with the 30, Jeff Simon and Ray Brixi. Ray Brixi just actually got around Drake Berry there. But Ray Brixi, our last week's winner, up into the 13th position, having a very good run here on the short track, trying to continue his good runs for the moment. You see another battle right there. Oh, contact being made.
A little bit.
A little bit of contact being made. That was with the, trying to see the number of that pink truck there. It was on the outside of the 39. That's Cody McCorkle there. And I think is that Zach Evans? It might be Zach Evans in the pink truck there. Yes, it is.
Yeah, that
Zach
might
Evans.
be, yes. Oh,
Zach
big
Evans.
loose
Wow.
contact, big.
Oh, that might be a pretty big wreck there. No, actually, a lot of people avoided it, but yeah, you saw there with the 85 and the 83 made contact. They both get spun around.
Simultaneous, I mean, I guess getting loose really from Trevor Elam and Wesley Crump. And Wesley getting loose came down into Robert. Robert really had nowhere to go, obviously, because I mean, you can't control any other trucks around you, and yeah, just clips him again right there in the right rear, sends Robert up track. Luckily, actually, I think he got saved from getting hit in the right rear from going head on into the outside wall.
Yeah,
I don't think he actually made contact with it going head on like he would have if he didn't get clipped there. Right there in the right rear. So, I mean, that might have. I think he should still be good engine wise and front end wise, obviously. So, it's just some rear damage there for Robert Hill.
Yeah, we only have 27 trucks on the lead lap right now. Yeah, that was Wesley Crump trying to work his way back up to the front from the onboard of Robert Hill Jr. facing the wrong direction. Luckily, they were not too far from the back of the pack, so not too many drivers had to avoid them. But yeah, Wesley Crump trying to work his way back up from his contact that he had earlier in the race.
Oh,
When
this
he was
is a
running
good
the top
view.
10
This will be tight.
on board the Dustin Durr there.
He's coming at him.
Dustin Durr and the Do Good Motorsports barely clears by. So that was a good move by Dustin Durr there.
Close calls here all night for every single driver. I mean, it's short tracks just bring this type of energy, this type of racing, and this type of intensity. And these guys they've brought it tonight here in the first race. So we still got one more to go. So excited to see how the rest of this plays out.
Absolutely. Well, we do have only 15 laps left to go. So if there's any hurt feelings, it's going to travel into the next race. That's something that we have to keep an eye on, is if any of these drivers are going to be angry with each other or have any kind of grudge to settle for the next 75 lapper. So, I mean, they picked a great race for it to have a double header at, just for the mere fact that we as fans get to enjoy. I mean, if you like carnage, you're going to get a double helping of it. And also, we get to see, essentially, maybe a different cast of characters with a new set of fuel, essentially. So the pace car will be lining them back up and dropping down to let them go green once again with 14 coming to 13 laps left to go. RC Anderson will choose the inside. Now we'll have Ethan Stanley back to the outside. Ethan Stanley had a good run on the outside, was catching up a little bit to RC Anderson, but we're going to have to wait a couple laps to see if that's going to show its head to a battle. As the green flag is back out, RC Anderson gets a really good jump there. John Ryan as well has a very good start. We'll be side by side for second place. But look at how high Ethan Stanley runs and has a really good drive out of turn 2, and uses it to his benefit. But again, caution is out. This time it's Andrew Hardcastle spun around on the back straightaway into the wall. think maybe he just got, he checked up just a little bit in front of the 29. We're hearing contact being made under caution as well with the 05 and Wesley Crump there. So maybe there is some hurt feelings between drivers. So we'll have to keep an eye on and see. Let's keep an eye on this because from what I'm hearing is the 05 came back up and made some contact with the 83 after the caution.
Keeping an eye on him, but I haven't seen him hit anybody yet.
Those two made contact earlier. Can you get it any slower?
Here goes. Ooh.
Ah, that's a little tap.
That's just a love tap.
That's just to let you know I still remember. But they will give him an EOL for it, so the 05 will get an EOL for contact made after the caution. They're letting that be known. They don't want to see that happening on a short track here, which I can imagine. There's not a lot of room for a lot of drivers, so last thing you want to have happen is, someone trying to retaliate, taking out half the field. So looks like Hill will have to go to the back.
Yeah, once he watches, the broadcast back or the replay after the race, he'll understand that, nothing was malicious from Wesley Crump's part, especially anywhere. It's just really part of racing because, you get loose sometimes. Honestly, you push a little too hard on the exit of a corner, or you mash the gas a little too quick. You could just spin the rear tires a little bit too fast for what the car can handle, and getting loose. It just happens sometimes, and unfortunately did catch up Robert Hill, but I'm sure once he watches everything back, he'll understand and probably apologize because he's that type of guy to own up for some mistakes that he has made.
Looks like they'll be lining them back up once again. It's going to be 7 laps to go. So this is going down really quickly here, as R.C. Anderson has led from the drop of the hat. None of these drivers have really pitted, so these are the same set of tires. Now, how many laps of green underneath them? That's a different story. But needless to say that R.C. Anderson has had it pretty easy out front, has not really had to battle with anyone with how the cautions have displayed. But we'll see if that changes here with 7 laps to go. Once they go across, green flag is out. R.C. Anderson gets out to a really good jump. Watch as Ethan Stanley's been having the high lane, really been able to work it, be able to clear himself for that second position and gain a little bit. As you see contact being made back here once again. Oh, a lot of little checkups and contacts being made, as they're not done with the rough and tumble, as they are still going out there and making contact with both the other drivers and the wall. Green flag still out, so as all this battling is happening up front, you see here a battle for second place. Not really shaking up. They're all kind of spread out. Matthew Weeks has been on the inside for almost every restart. Has dropped back to 8th position. Just trying to keep himself into the top 10. A lot of damage on his truck from making contact with other vehicles. But right in front of him is Chad Frankfield. Again, one of our biggest gainers of the night, from 26 up to 7. Battle there going on with the 70 there. That's a battle for the 4th position. That's the 03 Lethem Joyner.
Wow.
Oh, gets loose, yeah. Wow is right. 03 got sideways. Now we'll have the 79 there of Alexander Bandesant, who is outside trying to take the preferable position away. He's on the outside, not able to complete the pass. 03 does a very good job going through 1 and 2, being able to clear himself back up. Back up to the front. We are already down two laps to go. As you see, our second place driver make contact with the wall, allows Sean Ryan to be able to get in front of him for the second place, as R.C. Anderson now has about a second lead, has left them in the dust. As here they come back around, we will make it to the white flag, so this will finish it. Even if there's a scrap on the front stretch, we will finish it under green here and at the checker flag. Good battle for the 70, but back up the front as R.C. Anderson, huge wreck going on. We'll show that later on. R.C. Anderson will come out of turn 4, will be tonight's winner for the first race for the Pit Pass Network doubleheader. So race number 1 goes to R.C. Anderson, as there is a huge pileup on the back straightaway that we will go about showing here real quickly. Huge tussle on the back straightaway.
Oh, wow. And all this carnage. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, trucks on their side, slamming into it. That's not the only part. There's more going on forward. See the 83 Crump there having just a horrible night, being in multiple accidents. 60, there's more contact at the end there. Wow, the 60 gets up on his side, blows his engine hard into the wall.
Oh.
See if we can see another shot from what happened on the back straightaway there. That's that wreck there. Let's see if we can see what happens further on there with the 1. Follow the 1. We'll see more. Oh, yeah. More contact being made, more wrecking there. Well, let's go ahead and do the race rundown here. We'll get bring in if RC shows up, we might be able to bring him. But let's go ahead and see our finishers here for the night's running. I'll give it over to David, and he'll go over for race number 1 here, our finishing order.
Our winner was R.C. Anderson. Second was Sean Ryan. Third, Ethan Stanley. Fourth, Jesse Rasmus.
Dave?
Oh, I don't think you're hearing me in Discord, but I am going out over the air.
Doesn't have his mic on, so RC.
Yeah, I was going out over the air, but not over Discord. Sorry.
Sorry about
that. Jesse Rasmus in 4th. Latham Joyner 5th. Alex Van de Zant 6th. Chad Frankenfield in 7th. Matthew Weeks 8th. Jake Finch 9th. Zach Evans 10th. Leighton Norgard in 11th, Ray Bracey 12th, Drake Berry 13th, Dustin Durer in 14th, Trevor Elam 15th, Sam Batwell 16th, Nathan Mon 17th, Andrew Hardcastle 18th, Cody McCorkle, Brad Herman, Scott Crump, Mark Murphy, Brent Jones, Michael Klein, and Wesley Crump round up the top 25. Jaden Rasmus, Tyler Dixon, Robert Hill, Jake Roll, Cody Harrington, Josh Freed, Alexander Gray, Jeff No, and Corey Abbott. Michael Hosack finished.
Luckily for those drivers in the back of the field there, they will have another shot at it. Do we know what the rules are for are they going to qualify again, or is it going to be the reverse running order of the lead lap?
Race 2 will have the top 10 in the race inverted. Then 11th on back, there will be where they finished race 1. Make sense? So they'll invert the top 10. And then 11th on back will just start where they finished. So starting with the Leighton Norgard on back, they just finished where they started.
Okay. I was just reading the bottom part. Did not qualify for race 1. They do not qualify for race 2. Didn't have to worry about that, as there's only 35 trucks starting tonight. So yeah, my bad. Right. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and give it over to David. He's gonna give you a break here, and then we'll go back green here again.
We do have drivers in the waiting room if you want to interview the.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll do that while you get it reset up for the next lobby if you want to do
I can't do both, so we'll just give you the interviews when I'll wait until the lobby hadn't been created yet, so there's no rush.
Well, then
you want a winner or you want third?
Let's just bring up the winner tonight. I'll message that we can't do anything. Actually, I'll let Harrison interview RC, as we've done that so often tonight. I'll give it over to Harrison here.
Hey RC, it's Harrison Taillon up here in the booth. You got a copy with us?
Yep, I'm good to go.
Awesome, man. You had such a really good performance tonight. Led every single lap. I mean, those restarts were really perfect. We were commenting about them up in the booth. You were just absolutely timing them perfect. It seemed like you had a really good feel for how the rear tires would respond to throttle input off the jump. So I just talk about your race. Really, what really I guess bothered you, if anything, really did, because it seemed like you drove pretty flawless out there.
Yeah, I mean, I learned from practice pretty quick. The second you get a big oversteer, big slide type thing going on, the rear tires are a nightmare for a couple of laps. So it's just basically just keeping the car composed and not making any mistakes. And it was just the restarts. I mean, I love leading races. It's tough when it's a lot of yellow, just because I feel like it's boring for me. I like to see us race, and that's what I'm here for a lot of racing. I think this next race will go a lot better, just because I feel like everybody's got a gist of what's going on. But yeah, it was an overall good night so far. I know I have to start like 10th. I think we're inverting the top 10, so I start 10th. So I get to start a little bit in the Crump. I know Scott Crump also was really, really quick in practice, and he just slightly screwed up his qualifying lap. The only reason that I was in the position I was in was because I was able to put a clean qualifying run together. But it was a really good night, and so far, and we'll see what happens in the next race.
Well, we
Yeah.
saw you're going to have to restart the next race in 10th. You got any worries or anything for having to start now and having to pass 10th drivers?
Try to avoid the crashes, if any, are in the top 10, and hopefully we get some form of green flag run to where somebody will burn their stuff off. I'm able to make some moves, but it seems to be like which lane you choose. Which, to be honest, every time I started on the outside, I completely forgot about the choose cone because this is the only series we do the choose cone in. I just completely forgot about it, and you chose the bottom. I was like, I guess I'll just restart on the top. Um, but yeah, it's just going to be choosing the right lane and getting some good restarts and making sure I put myself in position if we do get a green flag run.
You have anything else for RC Harrison?
I do not actually. No.
Well,
We'll
we're just
see.
talking.
We'll see what you got in the second race.
Well, we might just be talking to you too much, but we wanted to let you do a thank you and shout out. Maybe we'll get to hear that thank you and shout out again before the end of the night. But it's short track racing. You might want to go ahead and do it now in case if you can't.
Yeah, short track racing. I seem to be fast in the beginning in practice, but everything ends up being a nightmare for me. But I'll shout them out. You guys probably heard them a couple times. Rayco Machine Engineering Group. They're on every single one of my cars this year. They've been awesome. Greg and Leslie and their whole company has been awesome to be on my car. It's the first time I run a different paint scheme. And then obviously Pro Edge Racing. It's my first year with them. They're a lot of fun. They're really, really quick. It pushes me to actually make sure I'm practicing beforehand before we even get to the official practice, and make sure I'm up to snuff with them. So it's a really good time, and thank you guys up here in the booth too. I know yellow flag racing sometimes is a bit tough up in the booth trying to get content, but we're having fun in the cars, and I hope you guys are having fun up here.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on race number one's win. We'll see if you can double down and get the win once again here before the end of the night. Other than that, good luck to you, and we'll go ahead and let you get ready for the next race.
Thanks, guys. Hope I'm talking to you guys again.
Well, that was your race winner there. We're gonna go ahead and take a break here, correct, David? And we'll come right back here in a couple minutes. Welcome back, race fans. For race number 7, we just completed race number 6 of the Pit Pass Network double header here. Again, they have switched around the running order for the top 10 from the last race here. That was just a few minutes ago. And we're back ready, getting them all scheduled in, or getting them all lined up here. I'm going to give it over to David, and he's going to give you the starting order for tonight's race for the second race of the doubleheader.
Well, thanks to inversion, Zach Evans is on the pole, followed by Jake Finch, Matthew Weeks, Chad Frankenfield, Alex Van de Zandt, Latham Joyner, Jesse Rasmus, Ethan Stanley, Sean Ryan, R.C. Enerson is back in 10th, Leighton Norgard, Ray Bracey, and I'm just going to roll through these. These are just basically the finishing order from there on back of what we finished the last race. You can kind of see the cars roll along. There's through 24th, Brent Jones back in 24th. All the way back to 33rd. We do have one car not racing the second race. Jeff No was suspended for this race after stopping on the track multiple times.
Yes, they're not about having people delay the start. So as this thing starts to wrap up here, again, this is the 7th race of the 11 race regular season. So points are not yet tallied yet, but drivers know instinctively if they're in trouble or not. If they had a good start of the first race, or if they had a very bad pace car lights are off. So we'll be watching Zach Evans in his pink mobile here be able to lead us underway. I was excited about this because this is going to change up everything for the race for tonight. Well, we don't get to do this all too often, but here goes another one where the racing gets good and the good gets racing. We are underway for race number 2 of the doubleheader here tonight. Zach Evans actually does not get a very good start at all. He's actually going to be put 3 wide with Chad Frankenfield. Yeah, contact there with Matthew Weeks and Frankenfield. Zach Evans off the pace almost, it looks like. A very good start for Jake Finch there in the 76. Zach Evans just kind of in his own way, not really able to get going, backing up that bottom lane, causing a lot of issues for the drivers. Oh, his teammate there, Ray Bracey, who was in 12th position, is spun around. I think that was just them checking up and making contact.
Ooh.
Cody
Sounds like a little net code between Gray and
Cody Harrington.
Yeah, Cody Harrington.
Well, let's see with Ray Bracey here. He was up there near the front. Gets a little loose and comes back down the racetrack.
Wow.
Oh, he made some hard contact.
Scott Crump
didn't miss a wreck for the life of him. He gets involved in another early incident here. Scott Crump slams Ray Bracey for the second race in a row. Scott Crump will be involved in a wreck not of his own and making hard contact with a spun out driver.
That's super unfortunate.
It's about the only time you would want his internet connection not to be good is when he's got a driver stopped in front of him on board Scott Crump, and you'll see just kind of clearing the path. Ray Bracey coming right back up in the racetrack. And ouch goes the kitty as he slams him. That cat is going to need to be put down. That was a hard hit for our last week's winner.
I almost said he smacked him right in the, and then another word for a cat, but I didn't say it. I almost
kitty. Smacked him in the kitty.
Smacked him right in the kitty.
Yes, smacked him in the kitty. So unfortunate for Scott Crump, probably will be night over for him because he will. He's 2 laps down. So Ray Bracey and Scott Crump and Andrew Hardcastle also a lap down now. So 3 drivers with out of the race for contact. Well, good start for our outside leader, our Jake Finch, making up the lead there with Zach Evans not having a very good start at all. It almost looked like Zach Evans was in the wrong gear or something because he just went nowhere and stacked up that inside lane. Chad Frankenfield now will have very good position as he will have the inside lane inside of Jake Finch in the 76. There is a cruise cone tonight, so drivers do get to pick inside or outside, so it looks like 76 will be on the outside. Behind him will be Lethan Joyner, and onto the inside of Lethan there will be the 92 of Ethan Stanley, our third place finisher from race 1. Now finds himself making up a lot of positions.
Oh yeah, Ethan Reasoner did extend the caution. So if you see them going back around another lap, it's not because a car delayed it or a truck delayed it on its own. But yeah, I mean, completely different conditions versus race 1. Race 1 ran right in the dead of day in the afternoon, and right here at the start of this race, number 2, starting here basically dusk, past sunset. Sun's already set, lights are out, and cooler track temperatures, cooler temperatures overall will definitely change how this track feels and how this trucks feel around this racetrack.
Now it looks like the pace car will be off, waiting for the leader to go. New cast of characters out front. Wow, Chad Frankenfield with a really good prediction start there is able to go side by side for the lead onto the inside of the 76. Will he be able to clear him? No, he won't. Actually gets a little loose and loses a little bit of time. Allows the 76 of Jake Finch there able to clear himself. Now having to battle hard for that second place. Still being pinched down low. Oh, they make a little contact. As the 03 made a little contact with the wall and into Chad.
Ooh.
Chad's up the racetrack trying to pinch back as we have a huge wreck in the back of the pack with the 86 of Brad Herman there. That was just getting interesting up at the front of the field here. And it looks like we had a little contact being made down going into turn, I believe that's 3.
Like the 69 came up and got into him.
Yeah, 69 made a little contact. Still making contact there. It's they were not done making contact after the fact. Well, that's yeah, you see right there with Mark Murphy there in the 69 spun around as well. So he did make some contact with the wall as well. So he will be in the back of the pack. Still battling up at the front is Jake Finch. Chad Frankfield's going to have to time that again. Haven't seen a driver time restart as well as Chad Frankenfield did right there. We'll see if he's able to do it again, as he's going to be, he was tallied with still being in second when the caution came out. So we'll see if the White Lightning Racing number 15 is able to do it once again. But as this all starts to play out, here comes our winner from race number 1, R.C. Anderson, from the 10th place starting position from the Emperor. It's already up to the 5th place, gotten around our pole leader, Zach Evans. So Zach back down to 6th and RC up to 5th. So kind of like the switching order starting to come back around once again, as RC Anderson is quickly making work back up to the front here.
Yeah, RC's just been up. He's so dominant. He's so strong. He's got he's absolutely everywhere he goes in any series that he competes in the Elite Racing League, and you know, he's got a good feel for all these cars and trucks that we drive, and you know, he just makes the most of it, and he shows it on display in front of us all. So we'll see where he could go from 5th place. I mean, you know, wrecks can happen definitely at the front. I mean, we've seen it plenty of times before, so you never know what can happen. But he's definitely putting in a really good performance so far. He's made up half the positions he's had to so far the race, and I mean, he's still got a long ways to go. We're only on lap 13.
And we stated that Zach Evans dropped down to 6th, but Matthew Weeks, I don't know what happened to him. He's dropped all the way back down to 16th. He started 3rd on the night's race, so big loss of positions there for Matthew Weeks. So Not quite sure what happened to him, but he's going to try to see if he can make it back up as they start to get that ticker off of there, please. don't show me that. I'm sad. As they line them back up here, they will be going green this time by. I'm going to give it over to Harrison for this restart. I'm going to try. Harrison, you started off for this restart.
Alrighty, all right. Going back to green, lap 14 here. Coming to 15, got a good jump here. Jake Finch against Ethan Stanley there on the bottom. Chad Frankenfield right behind them as they dive into turn number 1. Jake Finch, he's going to roll a little contact up there between Ethan Stanley, Chad Frankenfield. They save it all good as they go single file through turn 3 and 4 of the top 6, as you see in your screen, as they complete the lap after the restart. These guys they're going for it, especially on the restarts. Wreck on the back, you say?
Yeah, big wreck. Matthew Weeks around, the 12 is around. Oh, one hard contact. It's about blocked the back of the field up.
Wow. Oh yeah, big wreck.
They were trying to make it 3 wide. It didn't work. The 12 got turned there by the 29. Back down the racetrack with the 12 again. 83 getting sideways. Wesley Crump, the 11, trying to avoid it. The 01 up there getting contact with the 39, spins him around into the outside wall. Comes back down the racetrack, and they are all just kind of got nowhere to go. They're funneled into one direction, and just a lot of contact being made, as a lot of trucks are going to have some pretty heavy damage after that one.
Gosh. Absolutely nowhere to go when you got at least 3 cars or trucks spinning in front of you, let alone 4, 5, 6. And they just, sometimes you just cannot slow down in time, especially if you're really close to the wreck when it starts. So really unfortunate for those drivers right there. Jake Finch really got a good restart on the outside. Learning a couple things up there up on the top as he's up front.
I will say it was very odd that Chad Frankenfield decided not to restart on the bottom after having such a good restart, but having to battle with the 92 of Ethan Stanley after not being able to get the position. He might have gotten afraid that he might have got left on an island on the bottom lane, so he decided to take the outside and still lost the position to Ethan Stanley. Now look at that. R.C. Anderson now is finding himself within reaching distance of the lead and within a very capable distance of being able to get back up to the front of this thing. So it is not over for R.C. Anderson from making this a quick repeat for him.
Yeah, he's showing why he's absolutely one of, if not the best in the business that we have here right now this season. I mean, he's on an absolute roll. In each and every single series, Cup, Grand National, or the Truck Series, he's up front every single race. It seems like top 5. I mean, it seems like all race, every single race, and always finds a way to put himself in position to have really good finishes here at the end. Let alone, maybe some difficulties mid-race or at the start of the race, whenever it happens, if it does happen. He definitely capitalizes on the difficult days and the difficult times to really get good points efforts and good finishing positions.
They're going to be lining them back up in drivers and choosing their lane to restart in. Just like Jake Finch once again take the outside. Ethan Stanley taking the inside once again, but now we'll have R.C. Anderson directly behind him. Chad Frankenfield is going to line up onto the outside lane there. So we'll see how this plays out. It looks like about the same cast of characters on the restart here, deciding to pick the same lanes once again. Waiting on the 76 Jake Finch. Green flag is out. Has a very good restart once again for him. Chad Frankenfield trying to desperately stay to the outside of the 92. Is trying desperately, not able to do it. 92 is going to be able to clear himself. Now battle for third. R.C. Anderson to the inside of Chad Frankenfield. trying to be able to wrap around the bottom to be able to make up that position. Chad Frankenfield's going to slide up onto the outside. Very close battling here between these two drivers. Oh, as you see,
little contact. He's up the track.
Putting his elbows out, getting that position to get to the third spot. Move Chad Frankenfield out of the way. Chad Frankenfield getting moved once again. Now by the 03. Now the 9 truck there of Sean Ryan, our second place finisher of last race, now is able to get himself around Chad Frankenfield and checks up right in front of him. Chad hard onto the back bumper of the 9. Almost spun him. Battle for the lead up there, actually.
Oh!
Alex Van Sant around.
Contact. Who's in the middle of the track? He's stopped. Everybody's got to evade him.
We just missed the battle for the lead. Ethan Stanley actually got around Jake Finch for the lead up there as well. Made quick work of Jake Finch as he saw R.C. Anderson really quickly bearing down on him. We'll go
a lot happening.
At the wreck. Well, we'll go
get
for the race.
We'll get you the pass first.
Well, it already happened at that point.
Oh, so you got Ethan Stanley passing?
Oh, RC almost passed for second in that moment as well.
All right, I'll focus on the crash. It's harder to find the passes.
Yeah, you see, wow, the 29 makes another contact with the driver from behind. Spins out the 97 up the racetrack, locks down the brakes, and in the middle of the track as drivers make a little bit of contact, but again, I mean, the seas parted, and I think overall, Alex Van Der Sant's going to be pretty happy that he didn't get clobbered.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in that situation that he's in right there, I mean, you'd expect to get hit by, 4, 5, 6 trucks. I mean, to be honest, you're in the absolute middle of the racing surface, the middle of the track. Everybody has to go pick at least one side around you, and off a restart, everybody's all so bunched up together, and a lot of close quarter racing. Nobody can really see in front of them if they're really up on the back of somebody from the rear. And yeah, I mean, really good job by everybody to check up, slow down, realize what's going on. I mean, if there was any driver chat, I'm not sure if there actually was during that, but listening to that and just being aware of all of the tools that you got here to avoid these types of things. So everybody did a really good job there, to be honest. And Van de Sant kept it locked down right there. Didn't move at all because he knew that there was a bunch of trucks right behind him that were just going to go either side of him. So he just had to completely stay there until everybody passed.
Well, if you think that this race was difficult or the schedule before to this point was difficult, it's only going to get that much more harder for these truck drivers to be able to race their way into the playoffs here, as the next 4 races are as such: Darlington, then they go to the Rock, then the tricky Triangle Pocono, and then the old surface is that the old surface or is that the new surface? It might be the new surface. I might be. If it isn't, if it is the new one, then that's going to be almost like a Talladega kind of event. So it's anybody's gain for that one. So the next 4 races are very difficult races. Next week going to be at Darlington, and then we have a full distance at the Rocky Camp. So it's going to be interesting to see that. Interesting strategy by the 76, really low on the racetrack. Horrible restart for Jake Finch.
Really great the second.
Yeah, really backing up that bottom lane there. R.C. Anderson's going to easily clear himself for second place. Now we'll try to see if he can get up there. I'm not sure what happened to the 76. He was not going on that restart, way out of the racing line, and then came back up in front of the 03. Unfortunate for the 03 adjoiner there. He's going to lose multiple positions, and now Elam able to get himself up into the 6th position, as Chad Frankenfield now gets around for Jake Finch there to get himself up into the 4th position. So a lot of maneuvering around with a weird restart from the inside lane.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of pressure now. RC's released up to 2nd place. See what kind of pressure he can put on Ethan Stanley here. The gap's come down just a bit. I mean, just in about a lap, it's closed literally. You know, half of the gap. I mean, he's literally car length back. He's closing every single corner he can. RC Enerson, the fastest truck on track, the fastest truck on night, probably all season long. He continues to be, and he is absolutely sending it as he tries to get by Ethan Stanley as fast as he possibly can.
And playing the RC Enerson last race, just had a great track position, and that's the reason he won. But he is showing that it's not good starting in position to the Edinburgh, and is already starting to battle for the lead as we get to the halfway point. Actually, to the inside, coming around for lap 35. We'll have a battle for the lead here, as now RC Enerson starts to inch his way in front of the 91. But Ethan Stanley battling back hard. Our top three is our top three finishers of the earlier races. Now here comes Sean Ryan into the third position, trying to work his way up there.
Big moment here for RC. If he can clear him right here, Ethan Stanley's got to get back to the gas. RC's going to get cleared. Ethan Stanley was very nice there. I mean, I don't know if that was anybody else, if that was any other driver, there would have been definitely some contact, but Ethan got out of the gas there as soon as RC started to pull up, and avoided any form of carnage that could have occurred. But RC Enerson back out front. He's gonna go set sail. I'm sure of it. Give him a lap or two to get settled in, and he'll be checked out here soon.
Let's go back here to the 17th position as a wreck.
As
I just stated that, I saw that it was getting
a big one. It's Matthew Weeks in a 2.
Yeah, I saw it was getting sketchy. 3-ride racing, they were all different parts of the racetrack, racing real hard. I saw a lot of bumping and banging that back there, and I knew it was coming. Didn't get there in time, as you see. Looks like in front of there.
25.
Yeah, 25 there, spins out the that white truck, and then the carnage occurred behind it. Matthew Weeks had a decent finish for the first race, but second race has not gone his way.
Not at all. He's got the slightest bit of a tap there right in the left rear. Sent him around. I don't think he got any further contact from anybody else, but yeah, I mean hard racing throughout the entire field, right? I mean, these guys are trying to get out absolutely every single type of position they can, any single point that they can, because they're absolutely important to everybody here, to absolutely everybody and anybody, whether you're an open truck or a locked in truck or a chase truck, or a non-playoff truck. I mean, these points are absolutely crucial to championship hopes, or hopes of making sure that you're able to race securely here in the future as well. So a lot at stake.
Well, we are already down to only about 35 laps left to go in this race. RC Enerson already found his way back out front, so RC Enerson looking to double down here tonight. I'm going to run out of questions to ask RC Enerson before he's done winning races, so we're gonna have to think of something, because he's just been putting on clinics here in the truck series, racing so aggressively. I mean, contact made with Chad Frankenfield a little bit there, but overall he muscles his way up to the front. He has been getting it done here tonight.
Yeah, he's put on a master class, to be honest with you. I mean, he showed us every type of skill that he's had. I mean, just being able to qualify up front, manage staying up front from the pressures of behind, restart after restart after restart in the first race, and then in the second race, he has to start 10th. He didn't absolutely didn't experience that in the first race, didn't experience absolutely any form of traffic like he did in this race, and he was able to be patient, conservative, and pick his way through the cars or trucks one at a time, and find his way towards the front here just halfway through the event. So quite a performance, quite a master class he's put on, and see if he can finish it out through this final half of this second race, and sweep the day, really. I don't know if I've ever said that, but let's see if RC can sweep the night here at North Wilkesboro.
Well, he took last week off. He wasn't at Tsukuba with us because he was running running a real life charity event for kart racing with a lot of the IndyCar guys. So you could ask him about that. How he spent his week off and not going to Japan.
Yeah, that's true. We could ask him. Well, maybe we'll let you do an interview for once, David. Well, it looks like the pace car will be off back to R.C. Anderson once again to have the inside lane and see if he can be able to do what he's done so well, which is get out to a very good size lead, and he does again, and able to get out to a couple truck length lead over Ethan Stanley. It's a good battle there for third position. Chad Frankenfield, tired to be pushed around, he's now trying to push back. He's on the outside of Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan's going to try to see if he can be able to pinch him enough to be able to clear. Oh, so close. Chad Frankenfield not willing to give it up just yet, but here they go into turn 1 and 2. Sean Ryan looks like he's got just enough of an advantage to be able to clear in front of Chad Frankenfield as the caution is back out. See back here, see what ended up happening. Jesse Rasmus, who had a good finish in the first race.
It's
locked
loose.
up his brakes there. Yeah, just locked up his brakes, trying to avoid contact, and just gets it sideways just enough to cause a caution, but it doesn't look like it did really any damage to his truck there.
He said his engine blew going into the corner.
Oh, well, I mean, that will lock it up for sure. Well, let's go ahead and do some shout-outs for some of these drivers that do find themselves into the top 10. It looks like some of those drivers that we talked a little bit about. Robert Hill Jr., who got into a little bit of a tussle with one of the Crumps, now finds himself into the 7th position, started in 27th. So Robert Hill Jr., the Canadian, has now found himself in the top 10, having a good run here for the second race. Behind him, we also have Dustin Dewar for Do Good Motorsports. He finds himself in the 8th position, having a decent run. He also started back in the 14th position, so a couple of those drivers are making their way back up to the front. Another one is Norgard there. We saw him have multiple contacts the last race. Now finds himself in 9th, and our preferable pole sitter, that was Zach Evans, now is relegated back to the 10th position, hoping to be able to complete a double top 10 finish tonight's race. So we'll have to keep an eye on that pink machine to see if he's able to complete a good run. A couple other notable ones. Sam Batweld having a pretty decent run, finds himself in 13th. Looks like Cody Harrington in the 66th. Was pinball in the last race, just hitting multiple cars, finds himself in 12th. So good drive for a few of those drivers that maybe didn't have a good run for the first race. That's why we have a second race here for tonight, to be able to make up for that. So they're hoping to end it on a high note. They only have around, looks like to be about 25 laps left to be able to complete that.
Yep, 25 laps to maximize every position that you can, and obviously as the later these races go, the more aggressive these drivers will get. So I mean, we're more prone to these yellows here later in the race, and we've been prone to them really all night. I mean, I've said it earlier in the show that we've had a trend in Elite that we've had yellows a lot on these short tracks, and that's no different here tonight. It's just the making of a lot of really close quarter racing, and a lot of different driving styles, different drivers really around each other. It could be drivers out of position as well from qualifying, or pit stop woes or anything like that. But I mean, it's just part of racing, really. I guess it's just one of the things that these drivers have to deal with. So I mean, RC, he's done a really good job at managing all these restarts with all the yellows and stuff. So he's doing really good work out there tonight, and we'll see if anybody time one of these correctly and give him a run for his money in the first couple laps, because I mean, it does seem to me that, after those first couple laps or even a lap, he does seem to just, get the rhythm back instantly and just go set sail. So, yeah, that'll be all interesting.
Well, I want to call out maybe a future contact. Two are very aggressive drivers, Chad Frankfield and Trevor Elon, who also have been involved in a couple incidents, are going to be lining up practically side by side as we go back to green flag. So I want to keep an eye on that when we get going, as R.C. Anderson gets out to another very good restart there, able to clear himself once again as a battle for second ensues. It looks like Ethan Stanley will be able to clear for the second position, and side by side there for the fourth position between Ethan Stanley Trevor Elam and Chad Frankenfield. As the 29 gets a little loose there, still side by side. Chad Frankenfield has pretty much let it be known that he is tired of being shoved up out of the way, but will lose that position to Trevor Elam. So Trevor Elam.
We got some contact in the back. Big crash down on the back straightaway, midway down.
Alexander Gray involved, hit hard into the 86 of Brad Herman there. Once again, the 81 makes hard contact after the fact.
Kind of looked like the 86 got into the back of Cody Harrington and then forced him back into Matthew Weeks. Racing incident, no tallies.
Yeah, Brad Herman there is going to probably be out for the night's race, as he made hard wall contact and then made more hard wall contact, trying to turn it back around as he slams the inside wall once again, trying to get it going. So that might be the end of his truck as smoke starts billowing out, and yes, he gets the escape route. So Brad Herman out for tonight's race, as that does set up another restart here. And so far, Trevor Elam has worked his way up from the 15th starting position. Made a little bit of contact with a few drivers, maybe made a few drivers a little mad tonight, but he has now found himself in fourth position, and has definitely shown that he's able to make these passes work. So definitely we have to keep an eye on that 29 so we can continue that run up towards the front. We will have less than 20 laps to go once we get going green once again.
Yeah, he's you talk about that 29, Trevor Elam. He showed up. At first, I got a little taste of commentary the first time, a little bit over in the Super Late Model Series over the summer when we had our off season here in Elite between the 2022A and 2022B seasons, and Trevor was really quick over there. He really showed a lot of speed in those Super Late Models over on the short tracks. I mean, we ran all short tracks over there. And he's showing it here tonight. He's made his way through the field tonight. Yes, definitely has made a couple people not too happy, for sure. Maybe more than a couple. But he's showing here in the second race here that he's definitely capable to definitely get up here up front and make a run for it. So it's good to see, and we'll see what type of challenge he could hold up here.
As we stated, they're about to go to the choose cone once again. The question comes down, is our top three going to change from the first race? We thought maybe R.C. Anderson could come back up for the win, but I don't think I would have put money on our top three being the same top three for the second race as well. So definitely a good run for these three drivers, both R.C. Anderson, Ethan Stanley, and Sean Ryan. All three of those drivers looking to double down on getting some really good points here for a short track, as looks like we'll be going green once again. R.C. Anderson this time around deciding to start on the inside lane, maybe trying to help out his teammate there, or previous teammate, Chad Frankenfield, as he gets out to a very good start once again. As now the battle will be for third position there of Sean Ryan and the 29 there of Trevor Elam. Trevor Elam gets a really good run, gets a little bit loose there lost a little bit of grip, and side-by-sides still going on for the third place as Trevor Elam tries to get that outside lane running.
Yeah, I mean, these outside, the outsides on these restarts, I mean, these guys, I think it's a better line right off the jump, these first lap or two. You know, look at the run that 29 got off of the corner. He puts himself up with the pony in place, and he's going to talk to us at the moment. I know he really wants that, but R.C. Enerson out front in front of Ethan Stanley, that outside is such a big advantage off these restarts. You can carry so much more speed throughout the entire corner, center off. It pays such an advantage to be up there if you're side by side with someone versus on the bottom, because they have to lift up the gas to not, just not get into you, versus up in the outside you got all that room to the top of you. It's just it's such a good spot to be in.
Yeah, a lot of good battling all around the racetrack, as you see on there with the 76. Jake Finch now back to the 8th position, got passed by Dustin Dewar there. So right now, all single filed out for our top 10. Hoping to see if we can get a good, decent run on the green flag here. A lot of
Contact.
hard battling
Back of
there.
Zach Evans.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
what a save!
Good
another
save by Zach.
contact being made back there. Another contact around the 14th position there. A lot of hard contact being made all over the racetrack. As Zach Evans got turned a little bit sideways, able to keep it going. As you see the 03 up there trying to work his way quickly back up to the front of the field. Lethem Joyner going inside, outside, any direction you can to be able to make these passes. As we just see a pass there with Matthew Weeks for the 11th position. So Lethem Joyner trying to get back in the top 10 as quickly as possible. Now to the backside of Cody Harrington, who's in the 10th position.
Yep, Lethem Joyner showing his strength right here. He might lean on Cody a little bit, but he just wants to get by super fast. I mean, there is really only 10 to go, so you got to use all the track you can to get by these trucks.
Yeah, he must have got some fresh set of good years on him, because he is taking off, trying to get back up to the front. He's got a little bit of a distance. This is definitely the longest green flag run of the race so far, as R.C. Anderson has around a 7/10 of a second lead. 24 spun around on the back straightaway, but off the racing line, may be able to keep going green here. We will. So now R.C. Anderson starting to stretch that lead, in fact. As a good battle there starting to shape up between, I believe that's for second position, Stanley and Elam. Only a couple truck lengths from each other. Stanley trying to gain one more position. Last one's got. They're on board for the 29 truck.
And that 29, Trevor Elam, he's my teammate in every series in the Grand National and the Cup Series here in the league. He will try absolutely everything he can to come get the second place. I mean, he knows we got a yellow out at the moment. Wow, that changes a lot.
Yeah, Alexander Gray blew an engine and stopped on track. He didn't want to come down the racetrack, I think, and get clobbered by anybody, so he just decided to stop on the track up high. I mean, to his side on that, his options were not very great. Either try to come down the racetrack to avoid a caution and end up causing a bigger wreck, or just stop on the top of the racetrack where he blew his engine at. So he decided to opt not to ruin anyone else's night other than causing a caution to stack things back up once again. We will probably have a green-white checker here to finish things up.
Absolutely. I mean, this might not change the winner of this race. I mean, I'm pretty confident. RC could pull out another restart here that could set him clear of everybody else behind him. But obviously, you never know. You absolutely never know with live sport and e-sport here that anything can happen. You never say die until the checkered flag or the final whistle blows. So Absolutely. I mean, anything can happen. This could completely change the way this race plays out from a winner standpoint, from a complete podium standpoint. So, all to play for here on this restart. And, I hope everybody behind RC sees a big opportunity here and is looking to take advantage of it.
Well, this will set us up for being white checker. So the question now will be: is Trevor Elam definitely been one to watch here as of late, as he's done a fantastic job of being able to work his way up through the field. Is he going to be able to have a chance to be able to battle for maybe for even second, or even see how he does on this restart, depending on where RC Henderson chooses? Is he going to have a chance to be able to maybe be a little aggressive with him, or is RC Henderson going to do what he's done best, just leave him out to dry on one of these restarts as we go through the back of the field here that we see?
Yeah, I mean, I will tell you that. I mean, if RC opens up the door or gives a chance to any one of these drivers, they should 110% take it, even if it does mean making contact with him. I mean, you have to try. Honestly, I mean, if you got to try something, because he's been so quick all night. Get him out of line with a bump and run or something like that if you do get a chance. Obviously, we don't want to see anybody wrecked here. But I mean, if you have an opportunity, you got to take it.
Well, one thing I didn't notice until we went through the field, the points leader didn't start the second race, so that's definitely going to change up some points going into after this race. One of the races will be missed by the points leader, so we'll have to keep an eye on and see what happened there. But green flag is back out.
Big restart.
Go. Yeah, RC Anderson, gets out to a very good lead, as now the battle is set for the 91 and the 9. As a good battle there for the second position. Oh, it looks like Sean Ryan trying to clear himself for that third position, battling hard as here they come to the white flag. Oh, more contact being made between Sean Ryan. Sent Trevor Elam higher up the racetrack, as they are still making contact, but here they come around turn number 4. He does it again. RC Anderson doubles down and gets tonight's victory.
Oh, big wreck behind. What a win, RC.
Yeah, big wreck back there. Chad Frankenfield, a bunch of trucks getting involved in the wreck back there. So we'll get a replay, see what happened. 29. A little bit aggravated what happened to him, getting shoved out of the way for that podium position. Drives it in there, trying to see if he maybe can be able to get a pass here. Yeah, comes up the racetrack just a little bit. It checks up. Chad Frankenfield trying to check up, gets turned around, comes into the wall here. Trying to see where Chad Frankenfield. Yeah, Chad Frankenfield went from finishing in the 6th or 7th position and now relegated out to the 12th position, as he gets clobbered more by some of the trucks further back there. Well, our top 3 finishers in race number 1 was our top 3 finishers in race number 2. So if we'll be able to get to talk to the same cast of characters here, as they again, that's a rarity there. I don't think I would have put money on that. That's a hard press there for drivers to finish 1, 2, 3, and then do it again for the next race. You see them celebrating on the French straightaway with our race winner here. We're going to give it over to David to give our race runners race rundown. We'll see if we'll be able to bring in our lucky top 3.
All right, our results for race 2. RC Anderson, our winner. Ethan Stanley, Sean Ryan, Latham Joyner, Robert Hill Jr., Trevor Elam, Jake Finch, Matthew Weeks, Nathan Mon, Corey Abbott, Leighton Norgard, Chad Frankenfield, Cody Harrington, Drake Berry, Zach Evans, Dustin Doer, Mark Murphy, Sam Batwell, rounding out the top 18. Josh Freed, Cody McCorkle, Tyler Dixon, Brent Jones, Jaden Rasmus, Alex Van Dezant, Ray Bracey, Michael Klein, Michael Hosack, Alexander Gray, Brad Herman, Jesse Rasmus in 30th. And the last three, Wesley Crump, Andrew Hardcastle, and finishing 33rd is Scott Crump. That's your results for race 2.
Good finishes for Robert Hill Jr. in 5th position there. Very good run for him. Jake Finch coming home with 7th. Good run for him. And then, like Corey Abbott, started from 32nd position. Horrible race one. Comes home with a top 10. So good run for Corey Abbott. Unfortunately for some of those drivers like Dustin Dewar there, finishing back at 16th. Zach Evans, some of those drivers in the top 10 involved in some of that late race contact there. Put them farther back, which is not what they wanted to do as we get closer to the end of this regular season. But we do have our top 3 finishers. Let's go ahead and bring in our 3rd place driver of Sean Ryan. Sean, you didn't have the race you probably wanted to last week, where you felt like maybe you might have had a shot at a win and a really good shot to come home really well there. But you got 2 top 3 finishes to make up for it, back to back here at the short track. We saw that you were down pretty far in the point standings, and this has got to help as you secure a bunch of points here tonight. What was the strategy coming in tonight? Was it just a little bit of payback for all the bad luck you had at the road course?
Honestly, completely different approach. I came in with no expectations, and I was kind of tired today, so I wasn't going to practice a ton. I was just very laid back, very calm about it, and I didn't expect anything, and just kind of let the track and the car come to me. And came out in qualifying, and I had a ton of pace. Was shocked by that, and things just kind of went well all night. I never really had anything happen to me, although there were around me some things happened, but I stayed clean and had some good results.
Well, yes, you did. Finish second in the first race, 3rd in the second race. The only driver that really beat you anytime tonight was R.C. Anderson both times, but top 3 finishers, top 3 again. Overall, what's your strategy going into the rest of the season? We got some very, very difficult racetracks. This definitely helps you and probably puts you above the cutoff line at this point with these 2 good finishes. But we've got races like Darlington, we got the Rock, the Tricky Triangle, and then who knows what happens at Atlanta. Are you going into it just trying to points race, or are you going to go into it like you did tonight and just see what you got?
Yeah, I've never been someone on oval that has supreme pace. There's tons of guys in this series that they're so much faster than me on a day-to-day basis that I never really come in hoping for a win. So those oddball tracks like the Tricky Triangle and Darlington and stuff like that are tracks that I think I do better in personally than some of like the, say, Charlottes of the world, the basic intermediates. So I'm looking forward to them. I'm gonna do my best, and hopefully we come out with some good points and can keep the momentum that this race started for me.
Yes, absolutely. We hope to see you back in the playoffs. We want to go ahead and let you do your shout-outs, and hopefully we can be able to talk to you before the regular season ends out, and hopefully see you there in the playoffs once again. So I'm going to let you go ahead and do your shout-outs for tonight for both your 2nd place and 3rd place finish for tonight's event.
Yeah, man, thanks. I'd like to thank Corey Abbott for putting the team together. He runs a good ship over there with a bunch of good guys, and Jimmy Hayden for putting his logo and the livery for my truck together. He does a great job. You should check him out at #Hayden Designs. Love the work that he does, and couldn't be happier with the race tonight, guys. Thanks.
Well, that was your 3rd place finisher for race number 2, Sean Ryan. And then let's see if we can bring up our our 3rd place finisher in race number 1 and 2nd place finisher, exact opposite of Sean Ryan. You guys are going to come home tonight with both some very good, strong points finishes for both of them. Ethan Stanley, I told you we'd talk to you again if you had a good finish, and you did just that. You actually did better than that. You were 3rd last time, and you upped it one more position to a 2nd place. What did it take to get back into these good, strong finishes here?
Yeah, I mean, we had a really good start, gained a couple positions on that, and then just, I don't know, I felt really happy on the top, and was able to just keep the grip up there and get past some people. Took the lead for a couple laps, and pretty happy with the second.
Absolutely, a second and a third. Definitely going to help you. Should get you pretty far up above the cutoff line, as you were also doing pretty well in the points. So I think this is going to help you all the more as you get one of the harder races to get done here, which is one of these short tracks. But it is not over. Do you see any of these other three? Sean Ryan's pretty comfortable going to the next three races, both Darlington, the Rock, and then we go to the Tricky Triangle. Is there any other racetracks that you feel like you have a pretty good shot at that you look forward to?
Not until the next road course, I'd say. I mean, usually that's where I'm pretty good, but sometimes the short tracks do pretty good. Actually, there's three of us kind of road course ringers up front, surprisingly, and yeah, maybe I'll do good at the Rock. I don't know about Darlington. I'm not too good there.
Well, just try to get a good finish so that way we can get to talk to you again and be able to get you back into the playoffs like you did last season. But overall, we want to let you do your shout outs for both your third place finish and then upped it one more for a second place finish here. Let you go ahead and do your shout outs for tonight.
All right, shout out to my team, of course, Quantum Esports. Our sponsors, 3Chi, Killer Jerky, 213 Simware, Glitch Energy, and Esports Furniture. Shout out to you guys for getting it all done, broadcast-wise, and thanks to everybody that makes the league happen.
Absolutely. We thank you as well, Ethan, for joining us for tonight's race and doing a very good job getting home into another top three finish for both races. And hopefully we'll get a surprise good run from you at some of those racetracks you don't feel too comfortable at. But we'll wait and see for one of those races. But overall, good finish for you, Ethan. We'll hope to talk to you again.
Yeah, thank you.
That's your both second and third place finisher, both those races, Ethan Stanley. And we're going to bring in R.C. Anderson back into here. Well, you missed last week's race, but I think you made up for it with getting the W, both in race number 1 and race number 2. We talked to you at the end of the last race earlier in the night and try to get an idea of your strategy coming home for trying to get yourself back up to the front. Did it all play out just as you had planned? Or did it go easier or harder than you expected? It just seemed like every restart allowed you to get a little bit closer and a little bit closer. Do you think it was just all due to the restarts that helped you, or do you just feel like you were going to get there if it was green flag, if they're all the way to the end or not?
Yeah, I think it was the initial start. I had a really good start. The bottom line got checked up, and I already immediately passed two people on the inside line. It put me in 7th with the first yellow. And then I ended up choosing the right lane. And then, Weeks, he got loose out of out of turn 2, which gave me another spot on that one. And then the yellow came out, and I was like in 5th. So I got pretty lucky with the first initial 2 restarts to put me in a position there. But then we finally got like a 6, 7, 8 lap run, something like that. And I was trying to chase down Ethan. And I think he just hit a bump wrong because, this track is just so bumpy. If you'd have hit one corner just slightly off, it tosses the front of the car out. And he ended up getting wide. I think I was out of 2, and I was able to get to the inside. And he raced me really clean. Once we got to the lead, it was kind of the same story as last race. Just make sure you get good restarts, and hopefully nobody can touch you.
Well, that's exactly what played out for you as you came home tonight's winner, for both races there. We heard that you were missing out last week with a real life race there. Do you have more of those plans, or do you have anything else for these other drivers that they may circle that you might be missing out? Because the next couple races here, I say that they're difficult, but you're able to make them look pretty easy coming out and winning so much. But do you have any other races that you might be missing out with some real life racing going your way?
You never know. It really just pops up. Obviously, we have the Lucas Oil School of Racing where we have our set dates to where it's like I just have to miss sometimes. And I've been fortunate enough in a couple places to find a friend that lives in that area that has a simulator where I've been able to log in and race on their sim. Um, but most of the time, it's if I have to miss, I have to miss. I think last Sunday I missed it by about 30 minutes on getting back from the airport, and it was only because of delay. That's the only reason I missed last week's Sunday race, which kind of made me a little irritated just because it was a road course and I know I could have done well. But I know my teammates did well. They were talking to me about how good the race was, and I did watch the replay, and it was a really really good race as far as road courses go. That was a really good broadcast. But I don't think I have anything too much in the future that's going to be hindering me from the Sundays. It's just a few dates here and there that you never know though. Too is I can get a call to do a race somewhere to where I'd rather be real life racing, of course, but this is like the closest thing I can get to it. So every chance I get, I'm going to be here.
So we do enjoy you racing with us. Don't get that wrong. You do put on to a clinic, but we do have some difficult races that you might even find a little bit difficulty with them. We got Darlington. We got the Rock. We're gonna have a full distance rock race, so that's gonna be a
Both of
fun
those
one.
tracks are a big problem for me. Both of those tracks are tough, man. Darlington, I started to figure out in the Cup car that when we did that full distance race a bit ago, but man, that track is tough just because of how different it's the 1 and 2, turn 1 and 2, 3 and 4 is like your normal 1.5 miles, but 1 and 2 is just so insanely different that it was tough for me to comprehend. And then you also got the Rock, that giant banking, and then it's the same thing. I compare it to Bristol. I've always been terrible at Bristol, and the Rock is kind of like that. It's just longer, and I've been always struggle at those. I think it was the Rock, Dover, and Bristol where I struggled a lot, just because the banking and understanding how to work the banking. I always struggled at those places. So, well, it'll be interesting to see what comes in the future. But I just one race at a time for me.
Absolutely. Well, good points run for you as you score the maximum amount of points you could, winning both races. So definitely Nashville is going to go down as the RC Anderson track for sure. As a good run for you. I will let you do your shout outs and your thank yous as you got two of them to do for tonight, essentially.
Yeah, of course. You guys in the booth here, you guys do a really good job. I know you guys aren't like professional announcers, and you guys do an awesome job. I mean, I watch the races back, and it's almost like watching a normal race on TV with the announcers, and you guys have all the tools to do it. And obviously, Rayco Machine Engineering Group, they're on all my cars this year, and hopefully, I can give them maybe a championship or two. You never know. Kind of just depends on how my schedule works out to if I can make all the races. Um, but yeah, obviously the big one shout out is Chad for running this league. I have so much fun with all these guys. I mean, we have a bunch of guys coming for the Daytona 500 that are coming down to Florida, where I'm going to get to go with them to the Daytona 500. So I met a lot of friends here, and I'm just excited to keep doing this for as long as I can. As long as the elite's here, I'll be here.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again, RC, for a good win in both races, and I'm sure you'll go back and rewatch them and enjoy the strong finish that you had there. Other than that, we'll hope to see you again. I'm sure we will. I'm sure it's not going to be the last time we see you for sure. If
Oh yeah,
anything else, we'll get to talk to you again, RC.
yeah. Thanks a lot, guys.
Absolutely. That's RC Anderson, our winner of both of the doubleheader races here. Overall, it was good racing. It was good to see a little bit of green flag run there at the second race there, Harrison. But it was kind of the normal short track, kind of what we kind of predicted it was going to be something similar to this going forward. But overall, a lot of drivers finished up on the lead lap, and I'm sure some drivers are going to be happy with it, and some drivers are not.
Yeah, I mean these drivers gave it their all, didn't they? I mean, RC he really just set the standard tonight. I mean, he put out a statement really for everybody else to, this is his championship to lose at the moment. Really, I mean, Jake Roell has been, he's been playing he's been doing really really well so far this season. Him missing that second race definitely hurt him in the point standings. Um, as I'm sure that RC probably is going to overtake him again in the overall point standings and retake the lead because of that. And yeah, I mean, he really said a statement tonight, that he could definitely win starting out front, and he could definitely win from starting in some traffic. And it's yeah, that 50 truck, he's definitely he's a rocket ship out there at the moment, and it's gonna definitely be really tough to stop him from continuing on this hot streak and carrying it into the playoffs, and hopefully for himself to win a championship.
Well, this was a fun broadcast, another short track down, but a lot of races I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to seeing what we got next week as we go to Darlington. That track always provides really good racing. And we'll just see if we're going to have a new cast of characters. RC says that that's not one of his best places. So definitely interested to see if we're going to have someone that steps up to the plate and could be able to really battle with RC Anderson here. Is Jake Roll going to be able to show back up and try to battle for this regular season championship? We got a lot to decide. 4 races left in the regular season, and points are clicking down, and drivers are going to get more and more antsy to try to get those points in their belt to make the regular season championship here. So this was a good broadcast for us. I'm Gerald Campbell with Harrison Taillon, and always bringing you these wonderful shots here at the short track from Japan to Pocono to Darlington. No matter where we go, David has always got his cameras pointing in the right direction to be able to show us what's going on here. So thank you to David Huckleberry as he does a fantastic job in the booth here with us. And again, hope to see you again next Sunday, as we'll be at the Darlington racetrack with 4 races left in the regular season. So hope to see you there, and hope to see if we can have more drama play out at a really good racetrack. Thank you.